ordinary legal agreement between two or more persons, entered into voluntarily without an iota of duress or compulsion. So there is a legal document which I hope will be registered with the Minister of Justice, because there are every contractual point you must observe. If you fail to honor the terms of the loan, the government can sue you for breach of contract. Then you go to court. But I hope before we go to court, that will be a last resort. We have what they call alternative dispute resolution. So going to court is a last resort because there are many bottlenecks and delays and adjournments. As the saying goes, justice delayed, justice denied. But the point I'm making here is that it's a good incentive which is welcomed by the Gambia government and for the people. But those who take the loan must make sure that they honor the terms and conditions of the loan agreement. But because there can be legal sanctions for non-compliance with the agreement which you have signed. There is no defense. And I'm sure when you take the loan, you must have to execute a bill of sale with the Ministry of Justice, which is registered with the Registrar General. If you take a loan for personal loan, you make sure it is utilized for personal matters. You take a loan for a car loan, it must be utilized for buying a car. You take a loan for building a house, it must be used for that. So this bill of sale is a legal instrument which must execute with the Minister of Justice. So if you deviate the reason for the loan as another alleged breach of contract for which you can be taken to task. So all these are the whole gamut of the loan. But see, in a nutshell, it's a very good scheme. We welcome it's welcome by the general public, and I hope the civil servants will grab it and appreciate it and make sure they comply with every iota of the agreement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Carroll. Thank you very much. Any other contribution?
The point I want to talk on is the guarantorship. Now, it's a good project, but as I have seen, as it goes, guarantorship will be a problem. Because if you look at the number of the guarantorship, like 2 guarantors, there will be time you will need the loan, but you don't get a guarantor. Because even now, I have seen people who wanted to apply, but guarantor is their problem. So if you can consider the guarantor, like you make it one for the personal, because you are taking only 70,000, you yourself and 1 guarantor, I think that can guarantee 70,000. If not, it may bring a problem. Like if you look at the GTU, CCU, that is a problem there. You want a loan, even 20,000. You go around the whole country for a guarantee is a problem. Because guaranteeing somebody is not safe. It's a risk. Because we have seen some here, guaranteeing somebody, that person disappeared. You the guarantor, you are suffering. So if you can consider that point, you reduce it to a 1 guarantor. Thank you.
Please tell us your name and the ministry or department you come from, please.
My name is Pamaso Job, a teacher at Oludum Low Basic School.
Thank you very much.
From Sinchualai.
Great.
My name is Fatukan from the Personal Management Office. I have 2 questions for Ms. Aminjai. Does the $25 administrative fee mean that having the loan is automatic? And also, you talked about daily wage earners and people on contract, but what about grade 1s as well? People on grade 1.
That's a good question. Now, can we allow Ami to respond to at least these 2 questions, and then we move on, so that at least everything will be clear. Ami, the first issue is about the guarantor thing, and then that of the fee that they're charging is. Does that mean, automatical qualification and stuff like that?
Thank you for those 2 valuable questions.
Yes,
with regards to the first, that was just a request, and I guess the board members are around, and then the governance structure is subject to a review after 1 year, and maybe with these comments, we will do some of those issues will be considered once the structure is being reviewed, because as of now, nothing can be done as far as there are rules which has to be followed. But when it is subject to a review, some of their these suggestions could be looked at the board level. Yes, regarding the application fee, purchasing the application form doesn't give you automatic, if you don't meet the requirements, have the requirements, you cannot get the loan. And then the other issue is that we know we are resource constrained. Not everybody applicant will get it. The reason why we've started, we've charged fees, attached fees to this application form is for it to take care of the, the logistics that are involved in, processing the application form in terms of printing. And then, we have to use a lot of, papers, printing, and also to take care of the cartridge and so forth. That's why we've been charging, and $25, dollars is for per form. That is the main reason for that. And then if you are on grade 1 and you are confirmed, you are entitled to the loan. I think these are the questions.
Now, on the personal loan, what is the minimum, that's the ceiling, the minimum and the maximum for personal loan?
Yeah, for the personal loan, the maximum amount you can get it's $70,000.
And the housings and the car, or do you buy the car itself?
No, for the personal loan, the maximum is $70,000. For the car loan, the way it is calculated, you have a maximum. There's a ceiling, but your grade determines what the ceiling you can get. Okay. That is, you multiply your grade by 10 years, time 12, and then you divide by 2, because whatever you are taking shouldn't be 50%. Shouldn't exceed 50% of your net or gross. If it's car, it's gross salary. If it's your housing, it's net salary. Okay. So that is the calculation that is done, and then that will tell you the ceiling you can get.
Now, before going back to our participants, two things. Normally, loans attract interest, and if you contract a loan, how long do you have to repay the loan?
For personal loan, the interest is 2%.
2%.
And the maximum years you can pay it is 5. The loan repayment period is 5 years for personal loan. Okay. For the car loan, once you apply for it and it's given, 50% is right off. Okay. That is, if you let's say you apply for half a million to purchase a vehicle, government pays half of that, and then you pay the remaining 50%. Okay. And then the interest will be 5% on that. Okay. Of the 250. And then for the housing, the percent is the interest rate is 1%. Okay. For housing. And then the maximum also you multiply it based on what that formula we use. That is your net salary multiplied by 10 years times 12, and then you divide by 2. Okay. That will give you the maximum ceiling. But even with that maximum, I think the key thing when we are doing the calculation, because your remaining length of service also